The great hall fell silent as the doors swung open. Captain Taeho Kim walked in with his back straight and his face calm. Inside, he felt his heart beating fast. This was humanity's first meeting with aliens who could actually talk back. 5 Earth officials sat at a long table. They wore their best uniforms with shiny medals. Taeho took his place in the middle chair. He was the top military mind on Earth, and now its voice to the stars. "They're ready to come in," said Han, the young aide next to him. Taeho nodded. "Let them enter." The doors on the far side of the room opened. 3 tall figures glided in. They moved in a way that made Taeho's skin crawl, not walking exactly, but flowing like water down a hill. The Naga. The aliens stood over 2 meters tall. Their bodies were covered in scales that shifted from green to blue when they moved. They had no hair. Their faces looked almost human, except for their eyes, yellow with black slits for pupils. They blinked sideways. The tallest Naga stepped forward. "I am High Commander Sith of the Naga Collective." His voice was smooth, but with a faint hiss at the end of each word. "We bring greetings from the 27 worlds under our protection." Taeho noticed he didn't say rule but protection. Interesting choice of words. "Earth welcomes the Naga Collective," Taeho said. "I am Captain Taeho Kim, chosen to speak for our world." Sith tilted his head. His tongue, forked at the end, flicked out briefly. "Your world is young, but with potential." The Naga to Sith's right held up a small box, a gift to show our peaceful aims. The box opened by itself. Inside was a small screen that lit up, showing stars and planets. "A map of safe travel routes through our territories," Sith explained. "You may begin limited trade with our approval." Taeho bowed slightly. "We thank you for this gift." Sith's eyes narrowed. "And now, if I may, a demonstration of the Naga Collective's strength. Not as a threat, but as a promise of protection." Before Taeho could answer, Sith raised one scaled hand. A side door opened, and something slithered in. It was shaped like a human but moved like a snake. Its skin was covered in fine scales, and its eyes were just like Sith's. It wore no clothes, just bands of metal around its arms and legs. "Our Serpent warriors," Sith said with pride. "The finest soldiers in the galaxy. They can enter any space, defeat any foe. Their speed is unmatched. Their bite carries death." To prove the point, the Serpent warrior moved. 1 second it stood by the door. The next it was behind Taeho's chair. No one saw it move. Han gasped. 2 security guards reached for their guns, but stopped when Taeho raised his hand. "Impressive," Taeho said calmly, though his mouth had gone dry. "Earth also has skilled soldiers." Sith made a sound like rocks sliding together. It took Taeho a moment to realize it was laughter. "Of course," Sith said, "but our Serpents have torn apart armies 10 times the size of yours. They have ended wars before they began. The lucky worlds accept our protection without seeing them in battle." The Serpent warrior flicked its tongue out, tasting the air near Taeho's neck. Then it moved back to Sith's side in a blur. "We will leave you now to consider our offer of friendship," Sith said. "We expect your answer in 3 of your Earth days." After the Naga left, the room stayed quiet for a long time. Finally, General Min broke the silence. "Did you see how fast that thing moved? Our weapons wouldn't even track it." "They're showing off," Taeho said. "But yes, those Serpent warriors are trouble." Han looked pale. "What do they want from us?" Taeho stood up. "That's what I need to find out. And fast, because I don't think we have much choice but to say yes to their friendship right now." As he left the hall, Taeho couldn't shake the feeling that Earth had just met its first real threat from the stars. The Naga talked of peace and protection, but their eyes said something else. And those Serpent warriors. Earth would need something special to face what was coming. Taeho just hoped they had time to find it. 3 days after the meeting with the Naga, Earth gave its answer. Yes to friendship, yes to trade, yes to everything the aliens wanted. What choice did they have? Tai-Ho knew it was just buying time. Deep under the mountains of what was once called Colorado, 20 people sat around a round table. The Earth Defense Council met in secret, away from the eyes of their new friends. The Naga are not here for trade, Tai-Ho said. He stood at the head of the table. Their ships are warships. Their words are nice, but their eyes tell the truth. General Min nodded. Their serpent warriors are unlike anything we've seen. Our guns are too slow. Our soldiers too weak. A woman with short gray hair stood up. This was Dr. Jisoo Park, Earth's top scientist who studied alien life. We need a new kind of soldier, she said. She touched a button, and a screen lit up on the wall. I have been studying the Naga since they first came. They are like the snakes of Earth in many ways. Fast, deadly, cold-blooded. She showed pictures of the serpent warrior that had moved so quickly in the meeting room. On Earth, every deadly creature has a natural enemy, Jisoo continued. For snakes, one of the most feared is the mongoose. The screen changed to show a small, furry animal with quick eyes. Mongooses are fast, smart, and most importantly, they can fight snakes. Their bodies can take some snake poison. Their brains are wired to react to snake movements. Tai-Ho leaned forward. What are you saying, Doctor? Jisoo took a deep breath. I want to make human soldiers more like mongooses. Change their bodies, speed up their minds, make them ready to fight the serpents. The room went quiet. That would be changing humans, someone said. Are we ready for that? Are we ready to be slaves to the Naga? Jisoo asked back. Or worse. Tai-Ho closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, he had made his choice. Start the project, he said. But in secret, if the Naga find out. They won't, Jisoo promised. 3 months passed. Earth smiled at its new Naga friends, traded with them, learned from them. And deep underground, Project Mongoose grew. Tai-Ho walked down a long white hallway, Jisoo beside him, talking fast. The first changes were hard. The human body fights against being changed, but we found a way. The first group is almost ready. They stopped at a window looking into a training room. Inside, men and women moved with amazing speed. They jumped higher than normal humans could. Their eyes tracked fast-moving targets on the walls. How many? Tai-Ho asked. 50 so far. We need hundreds. The door at the end of the training room opened. A young man walked in. Tai-Ho's heart jumped. Da-hyun, what is my son doing here? Jisoo looked away. He joined last month. He's the best we have. Tai-Ho pressed his hand against the glass. His son, Da-hyun, moved across the training floor like water. No, like a mongoose. Low, quick, always ready to change direction. You should have told me, Tai-Ho said. He asked me not to. He wanted to prove himself first. Da-hyun finished his training run. His time flashed on the board. A new record. The other trainees cheered. Then Da-hyun looked up and saw his father. His smile fell away. Later, they sat in Tai-Ho's office. Why? Tai-Ho asked. This change, it can't be undone. Da-hyun sat straight. I saw the serpent warrior in the recording. How it moved. How it looked at you. If they attack, we need to be ready. But why you? Because I'm your son, Da-hyun said simply. You're fighting your way. I'm fighting mine. Tai-Ho wanted to argue, but a message flashed on his screen. His face went pale. What is it? Da-hyun asked. The Naga. They want me to come to their main ship tomorrow. Tai-Ho looked at his son. They say it's time to talk about Earth's future. Da-hyun's eyes, faster now, sharper, met his father's. Be careful. Train hard, Tai-Ho said. I fear we may need Project Mongoose sooner than we thought. Outside, in orbit around Earth, The Naga ships grew in number each day. Taiho's shuttle docked with the Naga flagship. The ship was huge, bigger than any human craft. It looked like a giant snake curled around itself, with the head as the command center. 2 serpent warriors met him at the airlock. They didn't speak. They just turned and moved down the hallway, expecting him to follow. The inside of the ship was warm and damp. The lights were dim with a greenish glow. The air smelled strange, like wet earth and something else Taiho couldn't name. They led him to a large round room. High Commander Sith sat on a raised chair that looked like it was made from bone. "Captain Kim," Sith said. His voice seemed friendlier than before. "Thank you for coming alone." "It seemed important," Taiho said. He stood tall, trying not to show his unease. Sith stood up. He was even taller than Taiho remembered. "Walk with me," Sith said. "I want to show you something." They moved through the ship. Naga workers stopped and bowed their heads as Sith passed. Taiho saw rooms filled with strange machines and tanks of colored liquid. "Your Earth has been most helpful these past months," Sith said. "Your people learn quickly." "We are eager to learn from new friends," Taiho said carefully. Sith made that strange laughing sound again. "Friends. Yes, the useful word." They came to a room with a large window looking out to space. Taiho could see Earth, blue and green and beautiful. "Do you know how many worlds are part of the Naga collective?" Sith asked. 27, you said. 27. And do you know how many of those worlds still have their original people living free on them? Taiho felt cold suddenly. "I don't." "None." Sith turned to look at him. "Some serve us. Some feed us. Some died out completely. But none are free." Taiho tried to keep his face blank. "I see." "I doubt you do," Sith said. "But you will." A screen on the wall lit up. It showed a human colony on Mars. People walked between dome buildings, going about their day. Then the screen showed something new. Ships, Naga ships, dropping from the sky. And from the ships came dozens of serpent warriors. "What is this?" Taiho asked, his voice tight. "This is happening now," Sith said. "As we speak." On the screen, the serpent warriors moved through the colony with terrible speed. They tore through doors, broke through windows. People ran, but they weren't fast enough. Not nearly fast enough. "Stop this!" Taiho shouted. He turned to run, but 2 serpent warriors appeared behind him. He hadn't heard them come in. "The Mars colony is just the start," Sith said. "By now, all your outer settlements are under attack. Your moon base will fall within the hour." And then, he looked out at Earth. "Why?" Taiho asked. "We agreed to your terms. We traded fairly." Sith moved closer. "Because it is what we do. We find worlds. We pretend peace, we learn their weaknesses, and then we take what we want. It has worked 27 times before. Why change now?" Taiho lunged at Sith, but the serpent warriors caught him. Their grip was like iron. "Brave, but foolish," Sith said. "Take him to a holding cell. He may be useful later." As they dragged him away, Taiho called out, "Earth won't fall so easily." Sith just watched him go, eyes cold. In his cell, Taiho paced back and forth. Hours passed. Through a small window, he could see Earth. Were the Naga attacking there too? Was everyone he loved already dead? Was Dahyun fighting? Dying? Then his door opened. A Naga he hadn't seen before entered. "I am Dr. Kess," the Naga said. "You should be honored. High Commander Sith has chosen you for a special purpose." "What purpose?" Taiho asked, backing away. "We have been studying humans. Your bodies are interesting. We want to see if you can be improved." The doctor held up a needle with green liquid, like our serpent warriors were improved. "No," Taiho said, but more Naga came in. They held him down as the doctor pushed the needle into his arm. As darkness took him, Tahoe had one last thought. Project Mongoose. It was Earth's only hope now. News of the Naga attack spread fast. Mars colony fell in hours. The moon base held out a bit longer, but then went silent. Naga ships moved toward Earth. In the underground base, alarms rang. People ran through hallways. Screens showed the Naga ships coming closer. Dahyun stood in a room with 49 other Mongoose soldiers. They wore light armor colored brown and gray like a mongoose's fur. Each carried a short, curved blade and a small gun. Dr. Jisoo walked back and forth in front of them. Her face was tired, but her eyes were bright. "The time has come sooner than we wanted," she said. "The Naga are attacking. Your training isn't done, but it will have to be enough." A tall woman raised her hand. "What about the other Mongoose groups? The ones still changing?" "They're not ready," Jisoo said. "You 50 are all we have." Dahyun stepped forward. "What about my father? Is he back from the Naga ship?" Jisoo's face fell. "No, we lost contact. We think he was taken." Dahyun's hands tightened into fists. The news hurt, but it didn't surprise him. Deep down, he had known his father was walking into danger. "Then we'll get him back," Dahyun said. "After we stop the Naga." General Min entered the room. "We have a mission for you. The Naga have landed troops at the Europa colony. It's our strongest off-world base, with 5,000 people. If it falls, Earth is next." "How many Serpent warriors?" someone asked. "At least 100, maybe more." The room went quiet. 50 against 100, and the Serpents had won every fight so far. "We'll go," Dahyun said. The others nodded. Before they left, Jisoo called Dahyun to her lab. She held a small device. "This is new," she said. "It will help you see heat. The Naga are cold-blooded. In a dark room, you'll be able to spot them." "Thank you," Dahyun said. He put the device over his eye. The world changed. Warm things glowed yellow and red, cold things were blue. "One more thing," Jisoo said. She looked sad. "Your father, if you find him, he may not be the same. The Naga, they change people." Dahyun nodded. "I understand." 3 hours later, the Mongoose team's ship approached Europa colony. The base was built into the moon's icy surface. Parts of it were on fire now. "Remember your training," Dahyun told his team. "Move like water. Think like a mongoose. The Serpents are fast, but we were made to fight them." They landed near a side door. The colony was dark inside. The Naga had cut the power. "Perfect." Dahyun switched on his heat vision. So did the others. "They won't see us coming," he said, "but we'll see them." They moved into the colony. Bodies lay on the ground, colony workers killed by the Naga. Dahyun made himself focus on the mission. In the main hall, they found their first Serpent warriors. 3 of them were dragging people toward a ship. Through his heat vision, Dahyun saw the Serpents glowing blue against the warmer humans. He gave a hand signal. 3 Mongoose soldiers moved forward, quiet as shadows. Their training paid off. They moved with the same flowing speed as the Serpents. The first Serpent warrior died before it knew they were there. The second turned, hissing, but too late. The third put up a fight, moving with blinding speed. But the Mongoose soldier was just as fast, and she knew what to expect. All 3 Serpents went down without a sound. "First blood to us," Dahyun whispered. Word spread through the colony. The Serpent warriors had met their match. For the first time, they were the hunted, not the hunters. In the colony's control room, Dahyun's team found the colony leader hiding in a closet. You're human soldiers," she asked, not believing her eyes. "How did you kill them? They move so fast." Dahyun helped her up. "So do we. And we're just getting started." He turned to his team. "Spread out. Hunt them down. Show them that Earth has teeth too." As his soldiers moved out, Dahyun looked at a screen showing a Naga ship. His father was on one of those ships. Changed, Jisoo had said, but alive. I'm coming for you, father, he whispered. And then we're coming for all of them. Word spread fast. The Mongoose soldiers had won at Europa colony. 47 Serpent warriors dead. Only 3 Mongoose soldiers lost. It was the first human victory against the Naga. On Earth, Admiral Sunok Lee called a meeting. Maps and battle plans covered the walls. Officers looked less tired, less scared than before. The Mongoose team has shown us something important, Sunok said. The Serpents can be beaten. Now we must use this knowledge. She pointed to a map of the solar system. Red dots showed where the Naga had taken control. Green dots showed places still held by humans. We don't have enough Mongoose soldiers to fight everywhere, she said, but we have their data. We know how they beat the Serpents. She pushed a button. A video played showing a Mongoose soldier fighting the Serpent warrior. The soldier moved differently, not trying to match the Serpent's speed, but predicting it. Moving to where the Serpent would be, not where it was. It's like a dance, said one officer. The Mongoose knows the steps before the Serpent takes them. Exactly, Sunok said. We need to teach all our soldiers to think this way, not to be as fast as the Serpents, but to know their patterns. New training began for Earth's forces. Regular soldiers couldn't move like Mongoose soldiers, but they could learn to work in teams, to set traps, to use the Serpent's speed against them. Meanwhile, Da-Hyun's team returned to Earth. They were heroes now. But Da-Hyun didn't feel like celebrating. We need to hit them harder, he told Dr. Jisoo. And I need to find my father. Jisoo nodded. We've been working on that. She took him to a room with maps and pictures of Naga ships. We found where they're holding prisoners, including your father. Da-Hyun looked at the map. This is a Naga battle station, heavily guarded. Yes, but we learned something from the data you sent back. The Naga have a pattern. They always expect to win. When they don't, they get confused. So we use their pride against them, Da-Hyun said. Exactly. Admiral Sunok has a plan. The plan was bold. Earth would act weak. They would leave a colony looking poorly defended. When the Naga attacked, thinking it would be an easy win, they would find Mongoose soldiers waiting. And while the Naga were busy with that fight, Da-Hyun would lead a small team to the battle station to free the prisoners. 3 days later, Da-Hyun sat in a small, fast ship. With him were 5 Mongoose soldiers, the best of the best. They watched as the main battle began. The Naga took the bait. They sent ships to attack the colony, thinking it was weak. Instead, they found 30 Mongoose soldiers and 200 regular troops who knew how to fight Serpents. Now, Da-Hyun said to his pilot, while they're busy. Their ship slipped past the battle. They reached the Naga battle station unseen. Using a stolen Naga code, they docked at a service entrance. Remember, Da-Hyun told his team, we move fast. Get the prisoners. Get out. Inside, they used their heat vision to avoid guards. They found the prison level and broke into the control room. A Naga controller died before he could raise the alarm. Da-Hyun checked the prisoner list. My father is in cell block D. He pointed to 2 of his team. You 2, free the others. We'll meet back at the ship. Cell block D was deep in the station. As they moved, Da-Hyun felt something was wrong. It was too quiet, too easy. They reached the cell. Da-Hyun opened it and looked inside. A figure sat in the corner, not moving, not human anymore, not fully. Scales covered parts of his skin. His eyes, when he looked up, had the same slit pupils as the Naga. But Da-Hyun knew that face. Father. Tai-Ho stood up slowly. His movements were different now, smooth, like a serpent's. Da-Hyun. Is that you? Yes, father. I've come to take you home. Tai-Ho shook his head. I'm not sure I can go home. Not like this. He held up his hands. The fingers ended in sharp claws. We have doctors. They can help you. Alarms began to sound. Their time was up. We have to go, one of the team said. Now. Da-hyun held out his hand to his father. Come with us. Please. For a moment, Tae-ho didn't move. Then he took his son's hand. Let's go home, he said. As they ran for the ship, Tae-ho said, the Naga have a new weapon. Something called King Serpents. Bigger than the warriors you fought. The Naga brought their full force to Earth 1 month after Tae-ho's rescue. The sky filled with their ships, dark against the blue. People watched from below, afraid but ready. They're coming, Admiral Sunok said in the command center. Screens around her showed Naga ships landing in cities across the world. Da-hyun stood with his Mongoose team, now grown to 200 soldiers. New ones had finished their training just in time. Remember the plan, he told them. Let the Serpents enter our buildings. That's where we have the advantage. Earth's regular forces fought in the open, slowing the Naga down but not stopping them. It wasn't meant to stop them. It was meant to make the Naga use their serpent warriors. In Seoul, Da-hyun watched from a dark office building as serpent warriors slithered from Naga ships. They moved with their usual speed, killing human soldiers who couldn't move fast enough to escape. Now, Da-hyun said into his radio. All across the city, Mongoose soldiers turned on their heat vision. The serpent warriors glowed blue in the darkness. Perfect targets. Da-hyun's team moved out. Da-hyun looked at the serpent warriors surrounding them. There were at least 10. Too many, even for a Mongoose soldier and his half-Naga father. Run. Tae-ho whispered to his son. I'll hold them off. No, Da-hyun said. We fight together. High Commander Sith laughed. Such touching human loyalty. It makes you weak. Does it? Tae-ho asked. He moved his hand slowly to his belt, where a small device was hidden. You think your little Mongoose soldiers will save your planet? Sith said. They are clever, yes. Faster than we expected. But my King Serpents will crush them. Maybe, Da-hyun said. But today, you face us. Tae-ho pressed the button on his belt. All the lights in the room went out. Emergency lights came on, dim and red. In the confusion, Da-hyun and Tae-ho moved. They had planned this. The device was made by Dr. Jisoo. It cut power to any room they were in. In the dim red light, they attacked. Da-hyun's heat vision showed him where each serpent warrior was. Their blue shapes moved quickly, but he moved quicker. 2 serpents went down before they knew what was happening. A third turned to fight Da-hyun. Its claws slashed at his face, missing by inches. Tae-ho fought differently. His new Naga body moved like theirs. He knew their weaknesses now, where their scales were thinner, where their hearts beat. Get the King Serpents. Tae-ho shouted as he fought. Don't let them reach Earth. Da-hyun turned to see the huge shapes of the King Serpents moving toward a door. He jumped over 2 serpent warriors, landing in front of the kings. They were even bigger up close. 3 meters tall, with muscles like steel cables under their scales. Their eyes tracked him with cold intelligence. You smell like prey, one said in a deep voice. It was the first time Da-hyun had heard a serpent speak. I'm not prey, Da-hyun said. I'm a mongoose. He attacked. The first king serpent was faster than he expected. Its huge hand caught his arm and threw him across the room. He hit the wall hard, feeling ribs crack. The second king came at him. Da-hyun rolled away just in time. He got to his feet, pain shooting through his side. Across the room, his father was fighting Sith himself. Tae-ho's claws slashed at the Naga commander. They looked evenly matched. Da-hyun, a voice called from the doorway. The 2 Mongoose soldiers had returned. They had freed the prisoners and come to help. Now the fight changed. 4 against many was still bad odds, but better than 2. One of the soldiers threw something to Da-hyun. A new weapon from Dr. Jisoo. It looked like a small gun but made no sound when he fired it. The king serpent coming at him suddenly stopped. Its body shook. Then it fell, not dead but stunned. Sound waves. The soldier shouted. They hate them. Da-hyun turned the weapon on the second king. It too fell, writhing on the floor, hands over its ears. The third king was smarter. It ran, heading for an escape pod. Don't let it reach Earth, Da-hyun shouted. The soldiers ran after it. Da-hyun turned to help his father. Tai-ho and Sith were locked in combat, both bleeding from many cuts. As Da-hyun watched, Sith's tail whipped around, catching Tai-ho in the chest. Tai-ho fell back. Father. Da-hyun ran forward, firing the sound weapon at Sith. Sith screamed, a high sound that hurt Da-hyun's ears. The Naga commander fell to his knees. Tai-ho got up slowly. It won't hold him long. We need to leave. What about the King's Serpents? Da-hyun asked. The two here won't wake up for hours, Tai-ho said. But the third? A loud sound came from somewhere in the ship. An escape pod launching. We're too late, Da-hyun said. It's heading for Earth. Tai-ho put a hand on his son's shoulder. Then we need to warn our people and get off this ship. Now. They ran back the way they came, leaving Sith on the floor, still screaming in pain from the sound waves. But Da-hyun knew the fight was far from over. One King Serpent was loose, and on Earth, the battle still raged. Da-hyun and Tai-ho made it back to Earth just in time to see the King Serpent's escape pod crash into the city. The ground shook. Buildings cracked. People ran screaming from the impact site. We need to find Dr. Jisoo, Tai-ho said. Tell her what we learned about the sound weapon. They raced through streets filled with fighting. The battle for Earth had turned in humanity's favor. Mongoose soldiers hunted serpent warriors through the buildings. Regular troops backed them up, using the new tactics Admiral Sunnok had taught them. But the King Serpent would change everything. They found Dr. Jisoo in the underground lab. She was working with a team of scientists, watching screens that showed the battle above. We have a problem, Da-hyun said. A big one. He told her about the King Serpents, how they were bigger, stronger, and smarter than regular serpent warriors. And one is here? Jisoo asked. Her face went pale. Yes, but we found something that hurts them. Sound waves. High-pitched ones. Jisoo nodded. That makes sense. Reptiles feel vibrations very strongly. I can make more sound weapons. A soldier ran into the room. Doctor, the new Naga creature is tearing through our eastern defense line. Nothing stops it. On the screens, they saw it. The King Serpent was 3 times the size of a human. It moved through groups of soldiers like they were nothing. Mongoose soldiers tried to stop it, but it was too fast, too strong. The sound weapons will take time to make, Jisoo said. We need another solution. Now. Tai-ho stepped forward. I might know a way. My body. The changes they made to me. I understand the Naga better now. What are you saying, father? Da-hyun asked. The Mongoose soldiers were made to fight serpent warriors, but the King Serpents are different. You need to be different too. Jisoo looked at Tai-ho with wide eyes. You mean, use what the Naga did to you to improve the Mongoose soldiers? Yes, not full changes like mine, but enough to match the King's. That's dangerous, Jisoo said. We don't know what it might do. Da-hyun put a hand on his father's shoulder. If there's a chance it will work, I'll do it. Tai-ho looked at his son with pride and sadness. It will hurt, and you might not be fully human after. I haven't been fully human since I became a Mongoose soldier, Da-hyun said. If this is what Earth needs, I'll do it. Dr. Jisoo worked fast. She took samples from Tai-ho and mixed them with the original Mongoose treatments. The lab was quiet except for the sounds of fighting from above. It's ready, she said at last. But I need to warn you. This will change you in ways we can't predict. Do it, Da-hyun said. The injection burned like fire in his veins. Da-hyun fell to his knees, his body shaking. He felt his muscles changing, growing stronger. His senses became even sharper. His skin hardened slightly, not scales but tougher than before. When it was done, he stood up. He felt different, powerful, between human and Naga, like his father but less changed. "How do you feel?" Jisoo asked. "Ready," Dahyun said. His voice had a slight hiss now. "Get this treatment to the other Mongoose team leaders. We need to stop the king." Outside, the king serpent had reached the center of the city. It stood in a square, surrounded by bodies of those who had tried to stop it. It raised its head and made a sound like a victory cry. Dahyun walked toward it alone. The king serpent saw him and smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. "Another small prey," it said in its deep voice. "No," Dahyun said. "I am what comes after the mongoose." The next step. He moved, faster than ever before. The king serpent's eyes widened in surprise. It tried to dodge, but Dahyun was there, striking with new strength. The battle began. The fate of Earth hung in the balance. Watching from a distance, Taeho whispered, "Their serpents tore armies apart. But my son was born for this." The king serpent's claws slashed at Dahyun. He dodged, moving with new speed. The square around them was empty now. People watched from a distance, afraid but hoping. "You are different," the king serpent said. Its voice was deep and cold, but still not enough. It moved like lightning, catching Dahyun by the arm. It threw him into a building wall. The wall cracked from the force. Dahyun got up. He felt pain, but less than before. His body was healing faster now. He smiled at the king. "My turn," he said. He ran forward. The king tried to grab him again, but Dahyun slid under its arm. He struck at the soft spot behind its knee. The king fell to one knee, hissing in anger. "You learned quickly," it said, "but I am not alone." From the sky came another pod, then another. 2 more king serpents had been sent from the Naga ships. Dahyun backed up. 1 king was hard enough. 3 would be impossible. Then he heard footsteps behind him. Other Mongoose soldiers arrived. Some had already taken the new treatment. They looked like Dahyun now. Not quite human, not quite Naga. "We fight together," said one. It was Junho, Dahyun's old friend. The king spread out, circling the Mongoose soldiers. The 2 sides studied each other, looking for weakness. Then the fight began. It was like nothing Earth had seen before. Both sides moved so fast that watchers could barely see them. Buildings shook from the force of their blows. In the command center, Dr. Jisoo watched on screens. "We need more help," she said. "The kings are too strong even for the new Mongoose soldiers." Admiral Sunok nodded. "I've been saving our last weapon." She pressed a button. All ships, attack the Naga command vessel now. In space, Earth's remaining ships turned their guns on the Naga flagship, the ship where High Commander Sith was still recovering from the sound weapon attack. On the ground, Dahyun and his team fought with everything they had. 1 king was down, its neck broken by Junho before the king killed him. The other 2 still fought. Dahyun's body was reaching its limits. The new changes were powerful but painful. He could feel his human side fighting against the Naga parts. "We need to end this," he told the other Mongoose soldiers. Together, they changed their attack. Instead of fighting alone, they moved as a pack, like mongooses in the wild hunting a snake too big for one to take down. 2 soldiers would attack from the sides while a third went for the kill. The kings started to fall back, surprised by the new tactics. In space, the Naga flagship broke apart under Earth's attack. Escape pods shot away from it. Inside one was High Commander Sith, his face twisted with anger. On his screen, he watched his kings being beaten by the new human fighters. It was impossible. No prey species had ever beaten the Naga before. He pressed a button. "All ships," he said, "retreat. I repeat, retreat." Across Earth's sky, Naga ships began to pull back. The serpent warriors still fighting on the ground looked up in confusion. Without orders, they didn't know what to do. The Mongoose soldiers didn't have that problem. They pressed their attack. The last King Serpent fell under a group attack. Too many enemies coming from too many sides. Da Hyun stood in the center of the city, breathing hard. Around him, the sounds of fighting were ending. The Naga were running. His father found him there. Taeho looked at his son with pride. "You did it," he said. "Earth is safe." Da Hyun shook his head. "For now. But they'll be back. And we'll be ready," Taeho said. "The Naga have never met a species like us before. One that learns, one that adapts." 3 days later, a message came from the retreating Naga fleet. It was a formal offer of peace. Real peace this time, not a trick. In the terms, the Naga recognized Earth as an equal power. They asked for trade and knowledge sharing. They even offered to help change Taeho back to fully human. Should we trust them? Admiral Sunak asked in the council meeting. Da Hyun looked at his father. They both had changed so much in this war. "We should give peace a chance," Da Hyun said, "but keep our new strength. The galaxy should know that humans aren't easy prey." Taeho smiled. Their serpents tore armies apart, but in the end, our Mongoose lived for this moment. The day humanity stood tall among the stars, Earth sent its answer: yes to peace, yes to trade, and yes to being treated as equals. The Human-Naga Peace Treaty was signed 1 month later. A new age had begun.